And I can't do my dance cause my parents lay low. They from friends. Show that bitch the dance. Quote from Uzi.
Crew, what is good, my brothers? What is good, my sisters? We are back with another vid on my Klx 300. Yes, I'm out of commission, bro. I ain't rode my bike since last Saturday, and I am hurting, bro. It feels so freaking good outside, and I can't ride, but it's whatever. We gonna keep doing some mods to the bike. So this is just a video for y'all boys to show y'all how to basically get y'all tail light looking like that. Should hurt me. So yeah, if you viewing the video, man, thanks for viewing. Please leave a like. Please subscribe to the page and follow y'all boy if y'all want to go up on the Klx journey, or if y'all from any other of my content. Welcome back, my brothers and sisters. Like I said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell so y'all keep getting my notifications, and I appreciate y'all for watching. Okay guys, you pretty much want to start off by unscrewing these two top screws, which is an 8mm bit, and there should be two nuts on the bottom which you can just pretty much hold with your hand. So after you get these two screws out, yep, there's the second one. After you get these two screws out, there will be two screws on the bottom. Now these screws low-key was a drag to take out, I'm not gonna lie. It took me a fat minute to get these screws out, but whatever. We got them, so that's all that matter. But yeah, you pretty much want to do the same thing with the other side. There will be another screw just like this parallel, and I used a socket because my drill wouldn't fit in. So this is also an 8mm bit as well. Alright guys, after that you just want to go underneath the frame, and there should be two 8mm screws under there as well. You just take those two out, and that should be about it. This should loosen the top if I'm correct. Yep, so like I said, you see my top is loose now. That's exactly what you want. So if your top is loose, then that means you did it right. So yeah guys, after that you just want to remove the side panel, which there's 3 screws here on this side, and I believe there should be one on the other side as well. So when you take off the panel, it's going to reveal a screw underneath which is connected to a strap. You just want to make sure you take off that screw, which also should be an 8mm head as well. And like I said, here's the other side, 8mm. You just want to take that out, and this should be able to remove the seat. As you see, I edited here because taking off the seat was a real drag, bruh. It's got this little notch on it right there, so you just want to make sure you be cautious when you take off the seat not to rip it off the wrong way. On this part, there's after you take off the seat, there should be this little plastic thing. Like, you should basically see all the wires and everything. There's this little plastic tab that you want to make sure you take off. When you take off this tab, you should be able to release the entire back. Okay, once the back is released, there should be 2 screws on the connected to the light. Now this, once you take these screws out, it will loosen up. Be cautious, it is connected to some wires, and it also has one of those black pins in it as well. So just be cautious. This does slide off, as you see. The overflow tube is underneath, and the electric is all connected. For me to disconnect the electric, I used a flathead driver, and that was a drag. But yeah, use a flathead and that should do the job. With this last black one, you actually don't have to use a driver. You can just pretty much use your thumbs. If you don't got long enough nails, then you can't use the driver though. Also, you noticed that part was kind of a drag too, so I just went and I grabbed some needle nose pliers and they got it right up. I won't lie, some of this stuff won't be easy to take off, but the light took me about 30 minutes at the most to do, so yeah. Like I said, you just want to make sure you get that tube out safely. You don't want to rip anything out super fast. As long as you do what I do, you should be good. There's a clip underneath. You just want to make sure you take that off. This one was actually a little bit easier to grab off, so you shouldn't take too much time to do this part. And this part you just want to throw to the side, get that out of there. And now we plug in the lights to test them. So I'm just connecting everything. Now on this part, I will say I did connect these two wrong. So actually you want the gray one to be connected to, here, let me see how I did it. You want the brown to be connected to the gray and the green connected to the black. So discard that, do the opposite of what I did. The last one is fine, but those first two, you want to mix those up. I did it and it will make the wrong turn signals go off if you do not change it. So right now I'm just testing it. On this part, you do want to make sure everything is good. This kit should come with some relay things if you don't like the speed of the turn signal, but me, I didn't have a problem with it. It wasn't too fast for me, so yeah, everything worked out. At this point, I want to grab the new light and I just want to pretty much get everything lined up. So I'm lining everything up, and then I'm going to also grab the screws that the kit came with and I'm going to finger thread those in. You do not want to use a drill on this part. The backs are plastic and it will misthread if you do not do this part with hands. So do not use a drill. I repeat, do not use a drill. I hand thread these in and then I just use the screwdriver to just thread them the rest of the way. Now take notes, my boys. On this part, when you put in that middle screw, you definitely want to leave it a little bit loose, and you leave it loose just so you can line up the light how high or low you want it. So pretty much that's what I'm doing now, is I'm checking, making sure I got it as low as I want it or as high as I want it, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna tighten those screws down all the way. And now I'm just hitting it with a little shake and bake just to make sure everything is sturdy and ain't nothing gonna move around when I'm riding my bike. After you get everything sturdy, all you wanna do is you wanna line this up. Now we starting to put this thing back together and everything is starting to work out. I made sure that I laid the wires down somewhere where they wouldn't be in the way, so you wanna make sure you do that. I know you see I grabbed the washers on this part, but you actually don't need the washers, just the screws. So you want to screw in these two screws, and then that's about it. It should hold up the light for you to do everything else. Now my boys, this when an old Sandy come in handy. You want to grab those washers out. They should just be able to pull out by hand. That's what I did. A little bit of force and you should be able to get those out. And then you also want to pull the metal out the washer and throw that to the side. You don't need it. You want to grab your long screws and put a washer over that, because those are going inside of these, and then they'll line back up on a bike. Like I said, we putting this thing back together now. And yeah, they should look like this when you finish up. Pretty much what I'm doing on this part is I'm just kind of getting all those wires out the way, just so I can see where I want to put my overflow tube at. This I actually ended up lining up on the side and going by my license plate, which was a good idea. I kind of got it out the way without having to cut it or anything like that. Now, if you look over at this part, you'll notice that you can actually pull this back a little bit to kind of shorten it behind the license plate, which is very convenient. So after I pulled it back, I actually ended up putting it behind, and I believe I zip tied it down. So now you just want to put this back part back on and make sure everything is lined up correctly. These do go inside, as you notice. Look, they go right in the middle. Alright, once you get everything lined up, you just want to make sure you grab your long screws and put a washer over those as well. Those are going to go through the bottom, and those actually line up with those rubber washers that I put on there. So you want to make sure those line up and they'll actually thread in. So once they thread in, then you'll know you got it the right way, and you'll know everything is lined up perfectly. Now I'm going back and I'm just tightening these screws down with my 8mm socket. Like I said, almost every screw is 8mm, so you don't really need too much out the arsenal. Now, this is another one of those parts you can disregard. Me not thinking, I put all the wires underneath and zip tied them. And then my friend was like, what about the reins? So I actually changed them around and I put those on top right before I put the top on. So you just want to make sure you put those on top before you put the top on. Once again, you got two 8mm screws with two 8mm nuts. You just want to put those in the top. And then just like at the beginning when you took it apart, the nuts will go on the bottom. On this part, same thing. You can just hold the nut down with your finger and the drill will tighten it enough to where it won't be loose. Alright, now it's time to put the seat back on. Just like it was to take off, it was a drag to put it back on too, not gonna cap, but I got it on after about 2-3 minutes of struggling. Now when you're putting on this seat, you really do want to make sure everything is lined up. So it took me a little bit of time, but I did make sure everything was lined up before starting the next step, which is screwing everything in. Okay, once the seat is on, you pretty much just want to start screwing everything in. So I'm gonna just start with the strap and I'm gonna screw in the strap. After putting on the strap, I just want to put over that one screw that I took out from this side. Same thing with this other side. I just want to put these 3 screws back in. Everything should line up flawlessly if you did everything right and you followed my steps. And my boys, that is what we call the chef souffle. We just finished up the bike, and as you see, it is working. This is the speed that the turn signals go if you don't put on a relay, but as you see, this thing is looking beautiful. I truly did eliminate the fender. Look at that. It is way smaller. I can honestly feel the weight. No, I'm just lying. I don't know if I can feel the weight, but it is smaller. I don't know if I can go faster. Unfortunately, I had some stuff happen, but y'all boys see. This is beautiful. I thought the Kawasaki would be gone, but it is still embedded in the plastic, and I love it. So right here, I'm just giving it a little test drive. I'm testing out how it looks at nighttime. As you see, this is a very bright light, and I did get the fog version. So for it to be this bright, it's actually very beautiful. And here I am, just kind of driving around, testing and seeing how it feels. So if you got this far in the video, I just appreciate you for watching. Like I said at the beginning, please leave a like, please subscribe to the page. If you just want to follow us on the KLX journey, and hit the bell notification if you just want to constantly be reminded when I post. I do got some more content coming soon. I'm about to do my rims with my spokes, so that'll be fun.